Alright, this is a tutorial on the basics of Scratch. Okay, so Scratch is a program that allows you to create animations or games that can be controlled or just viewed using sounds and different characters. Okay, the characters in Scratch are called sprites. Now, a sprite can actually have all different kinds of costumes, and when you can tell the computer or the program to go to those costumes for any reason, it can give the appearance of movement. For instance, if you click on, when you first open up Scratch, you click on costumes, you'll see here you've got costume 1 and costume 2. So if I was to go to create a script, if I was to go to control, and when the button the right arrow key is pressed, I want the cat to move 10 steps to the right. So now you see when I hit the right arrow, it'll move to the right. So when I also hit the right arrow, I want the cat to go to the next costume. So now when I do it, what it's going to do is it'll go for whatever the next costume is, and then if it's already here, it'll go to the next costume, which is back at 1. So now when I hit right, it gives a little bit of movement there. Now obviously this is a small animation, and it's not exactly through like a walk cycle, but you can see how it already gives some sort of movement there as I'm pressing the right arrow, which is what I'm doing now. So that's just how we get that to move. Now, it's all well and good if I can get it to the right of the screen, but what happens if I want to turn back and go to the left arrow? So, go to Control and say when the left arrow is clicked, we want to move. So if 10 steps is right, just like Y and X axes, if 10 steps is to the right, then I want minus 10 to be to the left. So right, left. Okay, now that's all well and good, but when I go left, it doesn't really give us that new costumes, plus it looks like it's walking backwards, and we can change that. Alright, so to change that, let's make sure when we hit left arrow, it also goes back to the next costume, and that's all well and good, but we won't actually spin this around. Okay, so to do that, we need to go to motion, and we need to point in direction. So that's 90. Down here's 180. Over here is, well, it actually has it here, minus 90. Okay, so whenever left arrow is pressed, we're going to go to the left. So when I see us hit left arrow, okay, and what that does is it's doing what we want, however, it's upside down. And that's because whenever we go left, it'll spin us around, but we don't want it to spin, we want to only face left and right. Okay, now what it's actually doing, because it's facing that way, minus 10, so if I change this to 10 steps, okay, right arrow 10 steps, and if I do the same thing with this point in direction 90, there we go. So as soon as I hit right, I'll be always pointing direction 90 degrees. So 0 is up here, 90, 180, and then minus 90 here. So right, and then when I hit left, it goes left and right. So now I've got a character that I've just programmed. So every time you're going to use this character, I know that it's going to go left and right and move these little movements here. Okay, so that is a basic way to give your characters movement. It also shows you how or why different sprites have a number of different characters are involved. So if you have a look, when you look at the set sprites that are on here, you'll notice some of them have actually 2 that look the same. Now that is why, that's exactly what I just did there. So instead of that sprite having, I've got BAT2A there and BAT2B there, that would work the same way. So I'm just going to open up that sprite and I'll show you how that works. So I've got, oh, actually, which one did I do there? Do that again. Oh, I had that selected. That's fine, we can use that. Alright, so we're going to put this bat here. And now, if I go to costumes, there's only one costume there. So what I'll do is I'll import the other costume, and now I can pretty much give it the same script that I've got for this one. So I'm going to click back here, I'm going to grab this script, and I'm going to drag this script into the bat, and I'm going to drag this script into the bat, and now when I click on the bat, it'll always be there. So you can see now, you can see the bat still goes upside down, and that's very easy to fix because you remember that the bat, it's set to rotate when I hit go the other direction, but we only want it to face left and right. So the bat flies when we tell it to fly. Okay, so that's pretty simple. Just about getting characters to move, very simple, and to also cycle through to their next costumes. Alright.